For over 20 years, I've dedicated my life to bringing you the very best selling, marketing, and business building strategies to keep your business thriving. Get ready to experience the success you've been searching for. Welcome to the Tom Ferry Show. Hey, welcome to Tom Ferry Show, episode 80. We are live and on set here at the Success Summit. You're going to be watching this just a few days after the event ends. I thought what I would do today is invite up one of my great clients, great friends. Flens?
Flen.
No
That's
editing.
A fun one.
Flen, it's my friend, Kyle Whissel from San Diego, California. Kyle, tell the Tom Ferry Show who you are. Give me a little background on your business. What does it look like? Yeah. So they understand before we go into this what it's all about.
So Kyle Whissel of San Diego, California. I've got a team of about 20 agents. This year we will do 400 plus transactions, $200 plus million in volume. We're growing. We've got multiple locations across San Diego now. And we've been ranked #1 team in San Diego County 2 years in a row per the Wall Street Journal.
Congratulations. So the reason I asked Kyle to be a part of the Tom Ferry Show today is very simple. Kyle, as one of my clients, goes to conferences all the time, this, Boomtown, and others, because he, like me, we want to get all the ideas, and what makes him so special, what makes his business so insanely great, is he has the ability to prioritize a 4-day conference and then have a very simple plan to execute and get stuff done. So whether you were with us last week at the summit or on the live cast, or you're just watching this show and you're somewhere around the world and you're like, well, I always need to prioritize and I always need to get more stuff done, share with our watchers, our viewers, give them a little insight. You're going to be here for 4 days. How are you going to process all this? Is it the Eisenhower Matrix? Is it something else? Give them some insight.
So we do a combination. So can we show, there's
Yes.
a new strategy I learned called an Eisenhower Matrix. And I think it's an amazing way to really prioritize everything that we learn. I mean, it's a fire hose for the next 4 days here at the summit. We're going to learn so much from so many different people. You know, how to do expireds and FSBOs and online marketing, offline marketing, all kinds of crazy stuff. But you got to figure out what's going to work for you. And there's a lot of different things that are going to work for different people. So the Eisenhower Matrix is really cool. You break it up into 4 squares. You're going to list out everything that you need to do immediately here, everything you need to delegate to other people. I was on the plane with a guy today who's making 196 grand in the first half of the year, and he doesn't even have an assistant. So he is doing so many things. He's going to have a delegate list that's a mile long, and I'm going to hold him to it and make sure he gets that done. That's you, Tom Lux, so make sure. I'm going to call him out by name so we can hold him accountable to that.
Excellent.
Next up is the plan. So these are things that you're not necessarily doing immediately, but these are things you need to start planning and you're going to need to execute on in the near future. But the do is right now, the plan is in the future. And then most importantly, the eliminate. So we need to really look at everything that we're doing in our business, look at the ROI, track and measure everything. Mm-hmm. That's the most important thing you preach to us. So we need to figure out, are we doing things that don't have a good return on investment? And those are the things that we really need to eliminate.
Interesting. So on the prioritization side, first of all, I love this because we talk a lot about Trello or the do, doing, and done board, which we'll discuss in a sec. I love this because this is super important. But
yes.
Talk to the person watching now about how do you decide what to do now? And let's not be you and I in a coaching session. Let's be talking to Tom.
Right.
Who is at $196,000 in GCI and he has no assistant. He used to be a teacher. He went full-time into real estate and he's doing everything. And you and I both know he works more hours in this business than you do.
Absolutely.
How does he prioritize?
So a key when you're prioritizing your do board, you don't want to have more than 5 things on there. The more you put on there, the less you're going to get done. So keep that to 3 to 5 things. 5 is the absolute max you want to put on there. The more stuff you try to do, the less you end up doing. It's a vicious cycle. So keep it 3 to 5 things, and that's how you can actually implement.
And you actually finish it.
Yes.
Right? Versus start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, and then new ideas, start, stop,
and you
start,
get progress.
Stop.
So when you have 5 things listed and you cross one off, you've already knocked out 20% of your do board. So it's great when you have a smaller list because you actually see that progress. You get that snowball effect. Things get rolling. You get that momentum, and that's everything in this business.
All right. So I want to give Tom a little insight. Probably #1 on his do list is hire an assistant.
Yes.
And let's just face it, my friends. If you're doing work that is, can be outsourced for $15 an hour and your average commission is $10,000 and you're trying to make $200,000 a year, you can figure out your hourly rate is significantly higher. So that's obvious. But let me go a little deeper. Ready? You're coming out of this event, right? You just had a coaching session. You were just in a sales meeting and you heard something fantastic. This is the framework I always go through. Am I in revenue generation mode or am I in organization mode inside my business? See, a lot of our customers, a lot of you watching right now, you've got revenue coming in, but it's sporadic. You're not organized. You don't have a plan for your marketing. Like last week's show where I'm talking about, like 5 leads come in and they don't follow up on the balance. They get the one, they close the deal, and they have to start the whole vicious process over again. So do you need to generate clients, or do you need to organize your business so everything becomes more streamlined? So in your do now, I'd ask you to think about that framework. Talk about this one for a little bit.
So Delegate, again, you need to figure out how much money you make per hour. So figure out what's my total GCI this year, how many hours have I worked, this is how much my time is worth. And think about every single thing that you do. And when you're thinking about it, most people that are gonna be in this room today are $100+ an hour people.
Yes.
So when you're sitting there and you're printing out MLS sheets and you're scheduling showings, think about the fact you could pay somebody 10 or 15 bucks an hour to do that, but instead you're spending $150 an hour. And I say spend because people don't think about the fact that when they're doing this stuff that should be delegated, they're actually spending money on it because they're costing themselves money at that same time.
Absolutely.
So that's clutch, is you need to know how much your time is worth.
So a lot of people will say, but Kyle, you don't understand it. You're selling 400 homes a year in San Diego. I don't have the resources to pay somebody $10 an hour. What do you say to that person? Not putting them on the spot. God bless them.
Your
they're good
assistant
people.
is your best accountability partner, because if you have any ethics in your life, you will feed your assistant before you feed yourself. There is no better accountability partner than having an assistant.
Love it. Love it. All right. Talk to me about this one, then I'll do a little doing and done. So how do you go through the process? Let's use Tom again, right? So here's Tom, $196,000 in GCI. What does he need to eliminate, or what's the process you go through to discover, I've been doing this, but it really isn't that effective, or I've been doing this and it takes too much time for the money?
It's
What's
all
the
about
process?
analyzing that ROI. So we talked through some things on the plane ride over here. We're talking about him going after expireds and how much time is he spending on it, and how much money is he spending on it, and what's the results, and what's the return on that investment. If you're not getting, 2 to 1 at the bare minimum, ideally 5 to 1 return on anything that you're spending time or money on. So you really need to sit down and analyze every single thing that you spend money on in your business. Does it have a good ROI of at least 2 to 1? That's bare minimum. Ideally, you're targeting 5 to 10 ROI. So if you're not getting that kind of ROI, cut it out. Also, if you find yourself trying to do things just because you heard somebody else talk about doing it, you might need to cut that out. You need to focus on what you're best at. I suck at being on the phone. That's not my strength. So that was on my Eliminate board a few years ago, and I have 3 ISAs now. They do all those phone calls for me because I'm best getting face-to-face, belly-to-belly with people. So you need to eliminate the things that you're not naturally good at. Quit trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
So eliminate from your job description, not necessarily eliminate entirely from your business.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Remember when people used to lick and stick their own mail?
Oh yeah.
That happened. There was a time when people actually did that stuff, and I would talk to people about early, farming, the 90s. They're like, oh yeah, I'm doing my mailers. Are you kidding me?
Right.
We don't stop the farm. You just stop licking and sticking envelopes. So I love that one. You've seen this one before. I'm going to go old school. You talk about sort of the newer technology that we both use, but I'm a big fan of keep it up, keep it visual, because most people aren't as tech savvy, perhaps.
Absolutely.
So my hero, my mentor, passed away last September, Mike Vance. You would know that name if you Google him. Walt Disney, that guy, called this guy the most creative man in North America. He worked with Walt side by side for 8 years. He was the guy that launched Orlando. He was the first dean of the Disney University. He was Steve Jobs' mentor for a long time. Extraordinary individual. The first time I sat down with him, he said to me, show me your doing and done board. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, Tom, ideas are everywhere. You're an idea guy. You're an idea guy, right? The people that are watching this, they love ideas, but we've got to have a capture device for those ideas. For me, it's my do board. So under do, I take every idea from my coach, right, Sundari, who I talked to yesterday, or sitting with Kyle and having a discussion about maybe some new technology or a better online marketing strategy, and the ideas need to be captured. I might not implement them right away because I'm going to have that same process. Is it revenue or organization? Which one's going to help me most now? But I always have 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 great ideas. And it's funny, you said 3 to 5.
Right.
For me, it's max 3.
Yeah.
Because I want to actually implement the 3 and see it through.
Right.
And then I keep all the things I've done in front of me. I like the progress.
The progress.
I like to know, and I'm old school, this is a 3x5 card, and I take it from the pin and I put it up. It's like ceremonial. You with me? I light the candle and go, we're getting stuff done, right? Our business is improving. tell them about how you use this, and tell them about the piece of technology that we all love, and maybe some of them can go this way up in visual, and others will use this.
Yeah, so in our office, we use a program called Trello, and it is built around the same premise. Trello is awesome. It's built around doing done. The beautiful thing about Trello is it is completely free. We use Trello for everything from tracking appointments, tracking referrals, from what we're going to implement from the summit. I even have my chores at home on here, so I make sure I do what I need to do at home. So you can use it. It's so flexible. There's so many different things that you can do with it.
And it's shareable.
And it's shareable, so you can invite everybody in, you can collaborate. So even when I coach my agents in our office, we have a shared board, and we can see exactly what they're working on and track how they're doing with it. So having that visual is so great, and we like Trello because, again, I can connect on my phone, they can connect on their phone, we have it on screens at the office, so everybody can see everything going on every time.
So, my friends, as you're watching this video, and you'll probably want to watch it a few times, first of all, let's just honor, here's a guy, San Diego, California, built this magnificent team. We've known each other for a long time. What I respect a lot of things about him as a husband, as a father. We didn't even talk about pigs yet. Probably no time, but now it's going to have them all going pigs. But here's the deal. The guy gets stuff done. He's got a process to implement, which is why he and his team are selling 400 homes a year. So as you're watching this, don't be bedazzled by the 400 transactions. It's the process, right? It's the ability to say, do, delete, plan, or delegate, plan, and eliminate. Like having a process to make things happen, that's how we grow our business. Any closing thoughts?
I love it. Just implement. Don't waste time. Draw this out and just get to it. Keep it simple. Don't overdo it. Don't put 100 things on there. You'll end up doing nothing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching. And for those of you that were with us at the summit, we love you. My live casters love you. And if you weren't with us, come next year. See you guys.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching. If you love what you're seeing here, then click the button below to join our online community absolutely free. Thanks so much.